Good Saturday evening, everyone out there in YouTube land. Back with another. We're going to discuss a little bit of Mediterranean gaming. I'm pretty much World War II. I was actually looking at some of my games over there, and I said, "Oh, here's one. Oh, nope. Well, it's not World War II, but I guess it would have probably. You probably do a lot of stuff like in the Middle East and stuff like that. That's not World War II. Anyhow, Alan, how you doing, buddy?
Good. Thanks.
Another Saturday night in paradise.
Yeah. Saturday night gaming. Yep.
Yeah. Andrew, you back? Yeah, you're back.
I am. I'm gathering up World War II Mediterranean stuff. So I'll be on with video in a short while, but in the meantime, I'm gathering up some Mediterranean and North Africa type stuff.
Okay. Right. As long as you get your camera back on here shortly, that's fine.
Oh yeah, don't worry. While we're on, I just gotta, like I said, figure out mainly transport for some of this stuff because some of it's downstairs and it's me, so it's spread out. The life of the single 30-something war gamer.
You're like me. I didn't even really look at it until tonight when I looked at my games to see what I had.
Yeah, so like I got some stuff gathered up, but at the same time I'm looking at like we're gonna stick to 2 scales. And yeah, a bunch of different sides. So there's stuff everywhere. So we're just
let's see. That's okay.
Chuck, how you doing? Christoph, you having a YouTube name thing? It's got that extra little stuff at the end. I know people have been having problems with it on YouTube. Tony, thanks for popping over, buddy. Appreciate it. There's 80 all out there. Say hello. If you're hiding in the background, at least let us know you're watching, and so we know who careful to not talk bad about. That's always
geez.
Hopefully Mr. Wardrobe will find his way to us tonight. I haven't heard a peep out of him today. I know his boy was coming in town today early.
We can make fun of him. It's okay.
Yeah. But he didn't say nothing, so I was assuming he'd be here, but I guess we'll see.
Oh, he was posting Africa Corps, so I think he's prepping. So
right. Timothy, what's up, man? So
we are sorry, just to clarify, we are sticking to World War II.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you throw something in outside that box, that's fine because I mean it does say war gaming the Mediterranean. So we could probably talk ancients forever in that area, right?
Yeah, I was about to say I'm not doing that. Between Bronze Age all the way up through, we're gonna stick to World War II.
All right, then we'll do that. Yeah. So I popped over and was just jotting down some of the games that I had, but I know there's a lot more. Clay, how you doing, buddy? There's a lot more out there. I probably got some little white boxes or baggies over there that I don't know about. I know there's a lot of magazine games and stuff like that. But William, how you doing? I thought we would discuss first off. Let's just get right to it. What were the fronts that we would consider or that were considered the Mediterranean? Well, first off, wait a minute. Let's clarify something before we get on this road. What was the front called?
Oh, shut up, dude. All right, so here's a fun one. You have the African Theater of Operations that then also had the Mediterranean Theater of Operations and then was split between the ATO and the MTO, as it were, depending on what point in time in the war you're in. We're not going to get into why that's immensely frustrating because that's exactly what Jeff's trying to do.
Tony knew what I was talking about.
Yeah, Tony was there, I think. When Tunisia was in the ETO. Yeah. Uh-huh.
There's Toddley.
There he is.
There's Wardrobe. How you doing? All right, so Chuck says North Africa, Malta, Crete, etc. Okay, so all right. Okay, I'm gonna say what I think, and then you guys can correct me. Obviously, North Africa, okay, which is just a big stretch of land all the way from Tunisia all the way across, or maybe even
I'd say Morocco all the way over.
Egypt. Yeah, Morocco to about the time Palestine, Syria.
I would argue that. Syria? Yeah, I mean all the way around if it's Mediterranean, because then you got fighting in Italy all the way.
Right. Italy, Sicily,
Greece. I mean,
Crete, right? Yeah, I didn't think about that. I got one over there too that I could have put on that list that I did. Southern Europe. Yeah, what is Italy? Is Italy considered Europe?
Yeah. The real question is, would you consider Operation Dragoon Mediterranean? I would.
Ooh, that's a good question.
I thought that was in southern France, wasn't it?
Yeah, my point is I would certainly consider that to be Mediterranean. It's not what people traditionally look at when they think Mediterranean gaming, because people just automatically associate, North Africa and Italy, but it's a landing on the like quite literally coming off the Mediterranean. So,
well, now there's one right there that I don't know of any game. Anybody know of any games that were in Greece?
There's very few. I mean, like Europa game. I know there's a, like, Jeff, you probably own one. I mean,
yeah,
I've got a couple books that cover Greece stuff.
Yeah, isn't that where the Italians went in and then the Germans had to go bail them out or something?
Yeah, theoretically, that's what people blame for part of the failure of Barbarossa, because they had to delay.
Leros, isn't Leros a part of that too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, then that's a TCS game on that.
I think that's the one TCS game I don't have.
So, but there's not much on Greece, really. I mean, it's
all scenarios within stuff. I mean, you got scenarios
right.
within ASL, there's scenarios within Panzer Grenadier. There's
part of the issue
stuff
there is that the Italians, like, so in the Italian, sorry, just to do a quick diversion here.
Go for it.
Yeah, so the one of the main primary differences, at least for me, that I can see between the Italian and German invasions of Greece, or not necessarily the German invasion of Greece, but the German contributions to the Greek campaign there, is the Italians kicked off, started everything going, a little kind of odd, non-traditionally, in terms of just kind of doing they thought it was going to be a cakewalk, right? So they're walking across the Greek frontier, as it were, just middle of the afternoon, start with doing a leisurely Italian thing, and then sort of continued to do so, all the way through, just like not even taking it seriously. Mussolini claimed he could do it in next to no time, so there was none of the hallmarks. You all right, Todd? None of the hallmarks of a traditional, attack, especially when you're trying to get stuff done, to the point where all the traditional offensive maneuvers, Barbarossa, you have this massive late or early morning barrages and stuff, and then you all roll out. You got the full day to get after. By the time the Germans were attacking, they moved in, they attacked, right at sunrise, because everybody knows dawn is tough on Greece.
All right. Well, before we get rolling here on options here, let's talk about what everybody's playing. Alan, what do you got on the table that you're actually playing right now?
I'm actually playing. Yeah, I do have one of the games is actually North Africa. It's Panzer North Africa here. I started it and I've got a few videos shot on it. I haven't edited them down yet, but they'll be coming out. I did an intro on that, so I do have a North Africa one right on tap here.
I'm still waiting for you to kick out the $300 to buy me a copy of it. All right, Todd, what are you doing in North Africa right now? I know you're doing something.
Well, man, Todd had to turn off his camera so no one could see him laughing. He loves that joke.
Well, the great thing about that joke is that it works for both ancients, many periods.
Yes. Right. The last time I drew that out on you guys was like 20 minutes long. So I did skip that, Jeffy.
Yeah, we gotta get cracking here because that joke took up half the time.
Oh, Christ on a bike.
So I started. I bought this Africa core game, which is the classic Avalon Hill at the. What's the name of the store, Jeff or Andrew?
Oh, Gettysburg Miniatures, whatever.
Gettysburg Miniatures, and I wanted to make sure I paid the most for a game that you can get for $10 or $15. So I paid $40 for this game.
You paid $40 for Africa Core?
Yeah. I mean, I knew what I was doing. I knew what was going on there. But
Todd, we did that while McMurray was going one by one through every small little miniature they had on the floor.
That's true.
That one shelf.
Yeah. That's true. They had a bunch of bins of baggied miniatures that I was going through very meticulously. That's true. Right. I appreciate you guys waiting.
As we'll discuss, I don't really have that many games, and I thought, well, this will be cool, and I can at least start playing. I was hoping to be finished, but I had family in town, that's why I was late coming on. But anyway, so I started playing this, and I'm through July or August. I think through July. So, but it's pretty fun actually. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And this McMurray it's like all those other. Have you played this one, McMurray? Africa Corps?
I have not played that one actually.
Yeah. So I mean, it's got that same kind of appeal. Why McMurray likes these games? It's like very straightforward, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's what I'm playing as far as Africa is concerned. I got some other stuff going on, but anyway, there's that.
Well, and Murray, are you playing anything right now? You played something today. What'd you play today?
Oh yeah, not Africa. I played Fire and Fury today. Yeah, Regimental Fire and Fury. We played a chunk of Bronner's Farm. So actually exactly what I'm needing to play in Herman's Shattered Union series, actually.
Oh, which one?
Bronner's Farm, this
okay.
opening action of Second Bull Run.
Right.
Yep.
Hey, Clay, where did you get a copy of Fire and East from? And I am playing.
Oh, sorry, I do not have those counters, Charles.
I am playing the first version of Africa.
SCS.
I wish I had the second. When we were discussing this, did the second version of that reduce it to one map?
I don't think so. I think it had two.
I thought the first version only had one map.
No, the first one has two.
Ah, geez. Okay.
It's such a broad front to cover because they start with the Italians, and they start with them on the. I'm surprised they didn't start with the Italians taking Tobruk before they took Tobruk, but Libya on the Libya and Egypt border, and then they have to stretch the map all the way over to where Rommel arrives. So they don't quite go to what is it? What's the town? Tripoli. They don't quite go that far over. But and then they go all the way across to Cairo and Alexandria, which is pretty cool. Chris Long, hey nobody. So I got that, and then of course I'm sort of stepping myself through the Band of Brothers stuff.
They don't cover the desert, do they?
No, I was over there looking at the boxes, and they got a deceiving picture of the Ghost Panzer Division in a desert.
It does look like it.
It's Dunkelgelb, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't have it is. So all right, so let's get after this. So first off, we discussed the fronts: Africa, Sicily, Italy, Mideast, and a bunch of other things that people threw in there, Malta and Greece, and all that stuff. What about the time frames in the Mediterranean? I mean, Africa stretched 40 to 43.
Well, it depends on if you count the Italian invasion of Eritrea or Ethiopia, Abyssinia as they called it. Because if you do, then you're stretching pre-traditional war. You know what I mean?
When did Rommel show up in Africa?
I don't know.
Oh, that was 40.
1 or 2, probably.
I think it's April 41 because that's when he's here, and I think a couple other games bring him on around April of 41.
Right.
And when did we go?
Yeah, when was Torch?
Oh wait.
That was 43.
3, I thought. Yeah.
2. End of 42.
Yeah, right.
November 42.
There you go.
Yep, Nord's got. And Nord, yes, I've got the games, but they're slated for next year.
And see, here's something I didn't know. There were 2 battles of El Alamein?
I think 3. I thought there were 3.
3, really? Supercharged, I guess, that's the only one that was.
Well, yeah, because you got to have them going both ways, right?
Right.
I'm seeing February. Rommel show up in February of 41.
Okay. Right. And when did when did Montgomery finally start shoving them back?
Yeah.
That was late 42. That's a guess.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I think this shows why, many of us we don't spend a lot of time on that history.
No, well, yeah, at least not for Africa. I mean, it just seems like it was such a all right.
Wait for somebody in the chat to give us
across this way. And then it's going to change directions, and this side is going to push them all the way back over that way, right into the mousetrap of the Americans sitting on the western side.
Fair.
Which is interesting. Okay, so let's talk about. All right, so first off, in World War II games, I'm going to say that a majority of World War II games, and this doesn't even matter what front you're talking about, I would say a majority of the World War II games out there, I'd be willing to say that 90 to 95% are operational or an operational level game. And then you've got some tactical ones. I mean, I don't personally know Oh, I don't own any. So let's see if we can hit on this first, because I know we can talk operational tactical all day long. Are there any strategic games out there that cover World War II that maybe you all have played or you just know? I mean, I could probably think of a couple off the top of my head, but ones that are strategic and they're Mediterranean only.
Oh, only Mediterranean. Okay, that's different.
Yeah, that kind of narrows the field, because strategic games would cover a lot more.
Yeah, that would cover Europe and everything.
Right.
Huh.
That's a good question.
Like they cover the entirety of.
Well, yeah, Charles has got it. Campaign for North Africa, if you want to set that monster up.
That's
kind of strategic, tactical, I would say.
How about did Axis and Allies do anything?
They recently released a North Africa one.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think they did, yeah. Which is kind of cool.
I know somebody in chat that has probably 2 copies of CNA.
Clay?
Yeah. And I know he got some magnetic maps that I had a hand in helping him with. So
we have a request. We have a request for McMurray Cameron.
Well, hang on. I'm gathering stuff, folks, because all of a sudden I realized I needed to find. We're gonna have to do a correspondence, McMurray, at some point in time where I'm wandering through the house. But just a minute, I'll get it on here in just a second, gentlemen.
Anybody out there in internet land, a strategic game that would cover Mediterranean?
Yeah, good question.
So you're saying that SCS game you're playing is operational?
The one that I'm playing?
Yeah,
that has to SCS. Yeah, that has to be operational. Alan's playing a tactical one, I think.
I've got tactical. Panzer's tactical.
Yeah, Panzer's tactical, and then all the battalion combats, those are tactical.
Ooh, you see, I always look at BCS as somewhere between operational because of the movement ability and the maneuverability in the game, and then tactical because of the level of the units. That's a tough one.
Because
you're dealing with regiments down there and below.
You got some regiments and battalions. So
they're battalions, that's why, and then they're grouped into divisions so that you can. So they have brazen chariots and the other.
Nordic says Dark Sands there.
Toddy, didn't you give me a copy of Hellfire and back?
Shifting.
I think so, unless you told me you had it, but I would have if you asked for it.
Those games would still, they're still operational. I mean, operational. So Dark Sands, which I was just over there looking at that. And of course, I wasn't going to mention that for certain reasons. But, and then Shifting Sands. Shifting Sands, is that the Compass Games one?
I don't think so. Because, man, when I asked the question about North Africa game, or when I was researching, Shifting Sands came up a lot.
Or was that MMP?
Shifting Sands is a point-to-point. I think that's one reason I backed off of it.
There's a good one, right? How about that one right there?
Shifting Sands is not. Whoa, I don't know that one.
I remember seeing a lot about that. But
here we go.
Hissy was doing something on it too.
Yes. Does that count as an operational game? Theseus and Mirage?
Well, the only ones I have from VUCA that are along that were operational. I don't have that one.
Well, then I was wrong on that. Sorry about that. Is that point-to-point, Mike? Maybe it sounds like we need to have the listeners on here, and then we all could be in the comment section.
Yeah, we go into the chat and let them.
Let them take over.
14 of you all out there, say hello if you're hiding in the background.
There we go.
Oh, good deal, Nord. That's good. Good deal.
Yeah.
I love that East Front stuff. So I got to play some more of that too. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I mean,
nice.
Even if you took all of the freaking War in the East, War in the West maps and put them all together to play War in Europe, that's still going to be operational, no matter what you set up.
William, refer to Mike's previous statement. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hear nothing but good things about Tunisia 2, and of course, DAC 2 is very popular too.
And I played Tunisia 1 and Tunisia 2. So,
Toddy,
what's up?
Is Africa Corps small, or is that like Stalingrad, where it's called Africa Corps, but then it's 100% a strategic level game?
No, the Africa Corps is huge. It's April of 41 through October of 42, and it's the entire thing. It doesn't it doesn't go into Egypt, but you don't need that.
Would that be considered strategic then?
I never know what the definition of that is.
No, that's operational. That's operational. Your units are what?
That's-
Maybe divisions in that thing or brigades?
Primarily.
Yeah.
But
OCS
it's
is
quite
operational.
literally the entire. It's quite literally the entire theater.
Yeah, but I think the level of your units and the movement and the combat. I mean, to me, a strategic game would be having like core size units.
Well, yeah, but how many corps were in North Africa?
Well, there wasn't a lot of core, but I would also consider
The
factoring in
question
like
is, can you even do that then? If that's your, like, you know what I mean? If that's your metric, is it possible using that metric to have an operational North Africa game? Because you'd have like 3 or 4 counters aside, maybe.
yeah, but I think it becomes more to what happens in the theater. Factoring in not just Egypt and Libya, but factoring in what's happening in Crete and everything else, because that did have a factor of shifting some of the British units from Egypt up there.
Oh, it certainly did, as well as affecting drastically what the Axis could actually do.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's got to factor in that plus the whole fleet situation, because that's how you got supply.
That's right, Jeffy.
There.
We're talking naval, baby.
Oh God. God.
Well, here we go. Strategic.
And then if your combat successful.
Okay, so strategic is higher up, operational, tactical.
Yeah, so
that's my point. Is that I'd like call something that focuses on Gazala, like what are the SCS games?
Gazala.
Well, there's Gazala. There's like 3 or 4 of them that are African operational, and then there's Africa that's colossal.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I think Mike's hitting on it there. Strategic, like a strategic game for me, not in World War II that I could think of, might be like War Between the States, the old SPI, or the Decision Games one.
Yeah, because it's got the whole conflict,
the whole shebang, and you're doing production and stuff like that. I don't know, maybe games that would include the political aspect of stuff.
Man,
I don't political. It's more the operations that affect. You could only do a certain amount of things. And if somebody's going for Crete, let's say, you got to reply to it, but that may leave you weak in Libya or something to that effect.
Right.
I think that's got to be. I don't know if that's political considerations versus just strategic victory locations.
Yeah. That's interesting. I think most of the time you see those strategic games are focusing either on Pacific or the ETO, which includes Africa and Mediterranean. You don't rarely you're not. I don't think you're going to see a Mediterranean only one or Africa one only.
Oh, there you go. So would like Jesus, Mighty Endeavor count as one?
I don't.
It has Africa and Italy.
Africa was a part of that.
I don't know. I would assume it is.
It's after D-Day.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Disregard. Then it's probably got Italy in it, though.
It's got probably the upper piece of it.
Yeah. After.
Well, yeah. Because the Americans had taken Rome by the June 5th.
So unconditional surrender by GMT includes Africa, and
I think that's a strategic game myself.
Yeah. It is.
Maybe we need a better definition of what's strategic and operational and tactical and grand tactical.
No, you're right. I'm just saying that's one that covers Africa and the Mediterranean, but it's really about all of Europe and those two things. Because they all, like Camp was saying, do I stay in Africa or do I send troops up into Russia or whatever?
Right.
I think that might be the issue that we're running into, is that we might have a definition of strategic that simply can't have Africa in it. Like that the theater isn't capable of supporting. You know what I mean? Because if we need it to be big enough to have, maneuver units of that size, then that theater doesn't super duper support that.
Mike says North Africa in and of itself tends not to have production, but a campaign in North Africa can have the overall support of the theater change based on operational success or failure. Yeah. Nordic asked what the Italian ship was.
Yeah.
It is a Littorio class, a very, very, very modern class of battleship.
Okay. Nord, there
Vittorio
you go
and
again.
Roma. The issue is
We can mute him. Don't.
their 15 centimeter shell or 15-inch shell production was not quite as modern, so it kind of defeats the purpose of having a fancy, awesome battleship when your shooting isn't quite good enough to take advantage of the range finding and fire direction that you've got.
Yeah, you're firing
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk
All right.
tactical. This will be easier than option 2. So let's talk tactical.
And Grand Tactical?
Oh,
Or do you
God, don't you start with that. That's so confusing. I mean, okay, Grand Tactical to me is GBACW. Am I wrong?
That's just overcomplicated tactical.
I think in ACW, I think that's tactical.
Okay.
I mean, because you're not going to get down to.
Do you consider GTS? That would be Grand Tactical, right?
It's in the name. So
yeah, man, it doesn't mean nothing to me.
But and I think So yes, I think it is, because you're dealing with companies and you're dealing with tanks, and then to some level. So anything that's company, platoon, or squad level, or down to man, but we're not.
Yeah, when you play Goss games,
what is that called? Is that grand operational?
Grand operational, but and see, that's what I'm saying. That there needs to be a better definition, because that has company level units in it. I mean,
Yeah.
Like,
here come the hold on, here come the tactical.
All right, run them down, Alan.
Yeah, go ahead. and
there we go. Tactical stuff. Tactical
Tobruk's not Africa. Tobruk is East European Theater of Operations.
Okay, just ignore him, Camp. Keep going.
Jeff started it.
All right, so Tobruk, that was like the first one like that, right?
Tobruk, yes. This was the original. I mean, this was the first one. This is pre squad leader.
What
type days? Yes, this is 1975.
Yeah, that's
pre squad leader. This was the first for me, and this was awesome.
I always liked the picture on it.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, it was great. I mean, it was individual tanks and stuff. And
was it also
put that box back up there, Alan? Put that Tobruk box back up in front of the screen.
Oh, he's getting some other stuff. We're doing a little show and tell.
Let's ask Okay, so first person in the audience, what's unique about that picture?
Okay, hold on. Hold it up there. We got you big.
It's on the front of the Tobruk box. Haha.
Okay, I got it. I'm gonna say it.
Anybody in the audience? What's unique about that picture? Nobody?
Give him a second. Staged.
I was about to say they've got like a delay.
Coming over. Appreciate it, brother.
While you're thinking about it,
could be staged, but what's the unique part?
Tobruk one. Some other guy was teaching me.
Very nice.
Moves. Very nice. Good. I drove my parents right to Tobruk without a fight.
Nothing. Robert, how you doing? Good to see you.
German tank, British soldiers, colorized. The
Chucky.
soldiers are not German. That's what I noticed.
Oh, damn it! Sorry. I'm leaving it alone. I'll let you do it.
Okay. All right. So is that German tank, Brit soldiers?
German tank, Brit soldiers.
Yeah.
And what tank is that? I'm going to say it's a PZ3.
I'm going to go.
It's a 3.
I'm going to go
3 short barrel 50.
The barrel. Oh, not Roger McGowan. So do you have Tobruk on the table right now, King?
Yeah, I've got some of it out here. Hold on.
Let me embiggen.
Flip me over. Yeah, flip me over here.
All right,
hold on. While you're putting him over there talking.
You doing it, Jeff, or mine?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. There we go. All right, we're gonna have a little bit of walkabout here.
Okay, yeah. Hold on, everybody. Let everyone take their Dramamine. Okay, got it. Go.
Got it. Okay, yeah, I got Tobruk here. I still have this. I was just looking at this the other day, and I'm like, man, I got to get this back out. This was so good back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty basic. Avalon Hill, desert, yellowish.
The boards are easy.
Easy. Pieces were big. Hold on, let me not get a shadow in there, but pieces were nice because they actually had the silhouettes on there. Of the vehicles.
Yeah, each tank, the top views.
Yep, you can see some of those in there.
What are the
infantry was still NATO symbols, but that's okay.
So we got 3H, 3J, and Roberts is still unpunched. Charles has got 2 copies. Hey, so the
Cool.
counters, like a tank counter, it doesn't look like it has the stats on it. Are those?
No, because that's all on the cards.
Oh,
And
you
that
have
was one of
cards.
the big
Okay.
things. And I'll pull those out. Those are over. You had these
I had Tobruk for
cards.
a second, but oh wow,
You had these. So this is, what am I looking at here? This is the Stuart.
it's a little blurry, just so you know. It's not the
Sorry.
okay.
Sorry, hold on. Let's
You got a lot of stuff.
more light there. Let's put on some more light there. So, you had these cards that basically had your hit locations up here. You had your gun mantle, turret, lower hull, turret ring, so forth and so on.
Wow.
So, I mean, this is super granular stuff, but it was so much fun because if you could visualize the shot coming in and hitting the turret mantle or something like that, it was very cool. And then it was just simple, dice rolls. If it's less than such and such number, we got a kill with 2 crew killed as well.
Wow.
Based upon the types of weapons. You only had a handful of weapons here, from ATRs all the way up to the 88s, but you only had, I don't know, maybe about a dozen or there. I can't count them all, but only about a dozen over there as well.
Were there overlays for the boards?
No overlays. Whoops, let me knock everything out. You had counters. Hopefully you can see this. See, this is a hedgehog counter.
Okay. It's blurry, but it's fine. I mean, you get the point across.
And you had mines, and I don't have any out here, but you also had gun emplacements and things like that.
Okay.
That you would see.
Does it have terrain overlays you drop on there?
No. That's what I was saying. You've got like hedgehogs and other stuff here. I got the whole bag of stuff over here. But
I had that game. Yeah, let's talk about you dare show a game on this channel with the counters not clipped. What the hell's wrong with you?
This shows how long it's been sitting around. I got to get this back. The other thing is which was kind of the bane of it, was you had to mark all the damage. You had these charts for damage. And you had individual squads. You're checking off. Each guy gets killed.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So you have a breakdown of all the crews. You had the crew numbers over here. Headquarters, that's up here.
Oh wow, this is super tactical.
Oh yeah, yep. This is what got me hooked on the super tactical stuff back in the day.
Well, someone just said, Robert, if Avalon Hill had made expansion modules, Tobruk might have been his popular squad leader before squad leader, maybe. But that I think that roster counting would have weighed it down. I think it did. I honestly.
Well, the other thing too that was innovated at the time. First off, this was only 16 pages of rules. This is the last rules.
Oh, that's
16
awesome.
pages. The other thing is that this started out as programmed rules, much like you had with squad leader.
Yeah.
So you've got the rules for scenario 1 here. So you're reading through 2 pages to get the basic stuff. And then you're playing the scenario. So it's like right here, stop, go no further, play scenario 1. So this was first scenario 1, which is just tank on tank type of thing, which I think it was the grants. What was it? Here it is, scenario 1. Yeah, it's got British grants going up against Panzer IIIs. So just a very simple, easy scenario to get you started. And then you'd move on from there, and you played through all 9 scenarios. And you could go back and modify them, and then they had some experimental rules and stuff like that you could toss in. Then they showed you how to do freeform stuff. So you had quite a bit of stuff in here, for what you got. Oh, you had firefights too. These were like really short scenarios. You had like this one here, British Queen of the Desert, 3 Matildas versus 15 M1340s. And you could just bash it out. I think I played that one a number of times with everybody.
That's pretty cool.
Just shooting everybody up. So, anyways,
it's 16 pages, but 8-point font, 3 columns each page. But yeah, it's
it's small. I mean, it's not for old eyes.
But that's cool though. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's obviously tactical. I would say that's the most tactical one.
Yeah. Well, it's the granddaddy of them all. I mean, that's what gives you Panzer and its predecessors.
And what's on the table right next to it there?
Over here?
Yep. Boom. Panzer,
That's
right?
Panzer. Yep. That's Panzer.
With the overlays.
They have the original overlay. Yeah, they have the overlays over here and everything else. And yeah, this is a monster. If you want to talk about rules comparison, you know.
Yeah.
I remember when that box came out, people were talking about like, holy cow, there's so much stuff.
There you go.
Good Lord.
There you go. Well, you got playbooks, you got 2 scenario books, optional rules, TOE manual, basic advanced rules, scenario books.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. It's a lot. If you know the Panzer system, it's easier.
Yeah.
You know, there's only a few things you have to add in, so it's not too bad.
Cool.
Not too.
4 books.
Right.
And that's sitting right here, Hexy. Yep.
Oh.
We'll play that. We'll play that later. There you go.
You got a lot of stuff going on there. What's all the red numbers up there?
Oh, I'm doing a solo scenario. So with the solo scenarios, these are all hidden units. So you've got to discover these units.
Oh,
so
wow.
when you move close enough, you can discover, but they can shoot at you beforehand. So I've discovered, like right here is a L35. Yeah, just a L335 that I discovered when these guys moved in. I'm about to move up the next turn. But you've got to discover all of these, and ultimately this up here is where the victory hexes are, and then blown up tanks you get victory points for as well.
That's fun.
A bunch of armored car units over here, and then a cruiser unit over here with M9s moving up.
It's just all the count. That was the first thing that turned me off, was the placement of all the informational counters. That drove me.
All the command markers. Yeah, you got all your command markers for moving and stuff.
That just drove me up the wall. I can't imagine playing a game. Well, that one right there, if you got every one of those little things has a unit on it, having those little chits on top of everything, that was, it's kind of like, GBACW, you might have 3 or 4 informational chits stacked on top of one unit.
Right.
And that was and of course, Band of Brothers, same way with, I'm playing with the used counters and the stop fire and stuff like that. You've got, but the scenarios aren't quite that large.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Nordic's asking where you got the small poker chips. The arrows are also cool. He didn't ask about those.
Poker chips, just Amazon. You can get a bag of like 1,000 of these for.
I think don't they usually call those tiddlywinks or something?
Tiddlywinks, yeah.
Bingo chits.
Bingo chips, yeah. More than
I got a whole bunch of them. See, this is the red ones I've got. I've got some more up there that I've got on other games. That's cool. Stuff. I got the arrows just for with the solo. What I do is use these for planning attack. This is how things are going to go, and then the
arrows are cool.
Things go crazy later. So what's happening is these guys, the red arrows, these guys are going to be shooting at these Italian tanks. Green arrows are going to be the movement, and then you got over here these guys shooting over here at the this L35cc, and there's a flame tank, an Italian flame L35.
But that was a fun thing to crew.
Yeah, exactly. As I said before, I wouldn't want to. Couldn't pay me enough to go in one of those tankettes.
Arietta's a good game, William. TCS.
Yep. So, anyways,
we'll bring us back here. Thank you for showing that.
Talk about tactical. There you go.
That's tactical, and obviously, what else? ASL's got very well known for its desert scenarios. People kind of avoid them for a variety of reasons, but I've not ever played desert in ASL, but obviously ASL.
Hollow Legions, is Hollow Legions the ASL?
Hollow Legions and for King and Country are really their Africa module stuff. The only Africa, whatever I've played in tactical is Lock and Load. I remember playing their Heroes of North Africa, playing a couple scenarios out of that.
I've got Desert Heat from their, was it Nations at War, I think?
Yeah, that's Platoon.
What about, GTS has 2, doesn't they? Have No Question of Surrender and Reluctant Enemies, right?
Reluctant Enemies is not GTS. That's OCS.
Oh, OCS. Okay, that's OCS. All right, yeah. You and I played a bunch of that.
Yeah. So that was interesting. I mean, it's kind of poo-pooed a little bit, but it's kind of cool. I mean, it's too bad it's not in 2.0 because it would be fun to learn because there's just you don't have to deal with a lot of terrain.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty open, so that's a little easier that way. The other GTS is this one in the area. Operation Mercury.
Now, Andrew, I would figure for you, it would all be tactical in the desert, wouldn't it?
That I own or that I've played? I mean,
Andrew.
Oh, Andrew, I'm sorry.
He's muted.
Andrew, you're muted. Maybe he's muted on purpose. Arietta, some
That would explain why you guys haven't been responding.
yes.
So would you call that Kasserine game tactical, or is that operational?
That's got to be operational. You talking about the one that I sent you, the 2 games?
Yeah.
That's got to be operational.
Like it's simple, but it certainly covers a larger span of stuff.
I think we just found a new topic for a show.
What's that? Operational versus
what the hell each level.
Yeah, we're just gonna argue for 15 minutes and be mad at each other.
There's certainly been discussion of that, and you can find some chart. I mean, we could find some stuff to back it up and stuff. Yeah, it'd be fun. It'd be kind of fun for us to nail it down so we know so we kind of have some common language. But
yeah, I think that's one of the only Africa World War II games that I've played. Although I was just looking at Crusader out of the SCS series. I was just looking at that on BGG. That actually, despite being one of the older titles, does use exploit instead of reserve counters. So that's pretty slick because I hate reserve movement, but I'm a big fan of exploit. Just because it's extra bookkeeping that I forget, and then it's crap, they got a reserve counter. Whatever. In terms of miniatures, yeah, it's mostly I did play in a Rommel North Africa game. That was pretty cool. That's certainly operational, depending again on who's arguing at the time.
What system would you prefer to play tactical wise for the desert?
In a board game?
No, tabletop.
Oh, it depends. What we're looking at here is obviously bolt action stuff, other than this little fella, but don't worry about that little fella there. Again, I'm stuck in this awkward chunk because I painted all my Italian like armor and vehicles desert, and my infantry is all like continental. But this is also the only African theater German model that I've ever painted. Was actually, I take that back. I have a Panzer III because in Tunisia, when they brought tigers, they had little Panzer III mates that drove around with them. I don't know where the Panzer III is. This one is sitting out because I weathered the hell out of it and I kind of like it. So we got a Tiger 1. It's all weathered and beat to shit. Like it's been farting around in the desert for a while. And then a whole bunch of Italians. These are obviously the CV-33s, the Lancias, including one that's got the 20 millimeter on it. These are really cool. These are actually Perry, and they're ridiculously affordably priced. They're like $10 or something. They're just cool figures. You can model them with the hatches closed.
Don't cool though with the figures sticking out of them.
Don't come at me about how the Simivente 75s didn't really see service in Africa. I know it. It's just cool, and all my other stuff is painted like this. So this one is. Got one of the Auto Saharianas.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. All I did was the machine gun on it, not, a random 20 millimeter flat gun or one of the Berettas or anything like that. But that's a cool one. Nice. One of the, I can't remember. It's the 41. I don't remember the letters, whether it's an AH or AB or whatever.
Yeah. What is that? Hold on.
It's a 41, but
AB 41.
AB. There you go. So that's a pretty fun one. Big fan. Just a goofy little thing running around with the 20 millimeter gun on it. I don't know. Don't quote me on that either. But there's those. Here's a 15 millimeter version of this guy. Just a little scale comparison. We're going to see a whole bunch of 15 millimeter Flames of War stuff in a little while once we go on an adventure. But yeah, so there's some of those guys. Those are Africa. Then I have a whole bunch of, like I said, like continental Italians. So there's a little Elefantino team. They're a little 47 millimeter infantry support anti-tank gun. One of those guys. There's a bunch. I've got some that are painted up just as normal Italians. Then I've got some full gore paratroopers as well. Let me pull those out. Here's another machine gun team. Those are some colonial troops. You can see they got they're actually they're continental, but they're big Salieri, so they got the plumes. Those are pretty fun. Here's a
They're part
Italian.
Of part of Arietti, right?
I don't know. Here's a Italian paratrooper light mortar. So you can see they've got the camo and the sky blue pants because they look cool. And then some more paratroopers. Some more just Italian paratroopers somewhere in here. There's a couple other little guys. There's a guy with their little Beretta submachine gun, little command guy.
Did they actually use them in any?
That's a great ask. Did they make any drops?
Yeah, did they make any drops?
I don't think. I doubt. I don't know. That's a question for somebody, not me, unfortunately. But yeah, so there's a whole bunch of those. There's one that's pretty cool. Is the little submachine gun magazine carrier made it look like they call it samurai armor because it's stacked up, looked all crazy. But yeah, they got the blue pants and whatnot because they're all special. I painted up Il Duce at one point in time. I have no idea where the figure's at.
You could do a rescue.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, except for then I don't need Italian paratroopers. I need German paratroopers. But yeah. So I'll tell you what. Let's.
Well, how much stuff do you have? I mean, what's the biggest scenario you could play with the stuff that you have?
For Italians?
Yeah, Italians in the desert. Do you have the British to match them?
I don't. A buddy of mine painted up a ton of British. One thing that I do have that is not painted yet. Hang on. Let me. I'm going to kill the camera for just a second. We're going to go on a field trip because we got to look at the like 15 millimeter Italians because there's a lot more of those that are actually desert, and those are pretty slick. So I have a bunch of DAC that are partially painted. We did.
You go find your stuff. We're going to talk some operational games while you're going down to get it.
No. I'm not going down to get it. It's right here.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, Jesus.
So there is a whole bunch of. Oops, sorry. There you go. Now we're oriented properly. There is a whole bunch of the Italian Flames of War stuff that goes along with those little tankettes. So we've got machine gun teams, and these are infantry platoons. They each had attached organic machine guns. So there's 3 infantry platoons. There's a little test stand. Sorry that the colors don't match. But yeah, so 3 little vignette there with the guy in an ammo can. These are spotters for artillery and staff teams. And then my 2IC, 1IC, 2IC machine gun support platoon for the company. And then 3 infantry platoons, spotters, and command teams for 2 artillery batteries.
Are those printed Flames of War, or did you buy those from?
These are actual Battlefront figures. Actually, I think these are Old Glory, but yeah, they're metal figures. They are metals. And then I also, for 28, I've got these guys. So some LRDG trucks and a Jeep, and then some dismounted figures.
Nice.
To fight some of those Italians and DAC. I just need to get these guys painted up, which shouldn't take too terribly long. It just hasn't been a pressing issue because I haven't had anybody really chomping at the bit to play desert stuff. But yeah, so that's most of what we're looking at. At some point in time, I got some awesome reference materials from a miniature company that are pretty outstanding as well. But we can look at those in a minute.
All right, well, let's talk about some other games in the operational spectrum of the desert. And I mean, right off the bat with MMP, obviously Africa 1 and 2, Africa, the Desert Rats one, which was the last one. And Todd, you took a spin around the horn with that one. Wasn't that the one with all the weird supply rules or something in it?
Which one was that again?
The Desert Rats Africa one.
Yeah, I was trying to remember that, Jeff, because I knew we were talking about this, and I in my one video I did on it didn't really tell me enough. It's interesting. When I was chatting with Kev while he did his live stream on Friday, I said something about, he was like, "Oh man, Africa." He was pretty bummed out that he couldn't make this because he loves North Africa. He loves the African.
He does.
And I was like, "That's a bummer." He's got Scott family stuff going on, but he mentioned that SCS North Africa, the new one. Like I thought he might be. I was surprised he mentioned an SCS one, but he thought that was a really good one. But yeah, you got supply, of course. Yeah.
Well, you're the only two that I've seen that have picked it up and messed with it. Of course, he liked. I think he's still playing. I hadn't heard him say nothing, but I still think he's playing Simonich's 41 with his buddy on Vassal.
Yeah, he said that one's good. So I'll just mention, and he mentioned he likes DAC. He thinks that's really good. He likes the North Africa Desert Rats because it's basically DAC, but for SCS. And what was the other one he said? I think he said he liked Arietta too. He's a pretty big TCS guy.
Yeah, because he did all those videos on the Arietta with, I can remember, with all the smoke from the AT guns and stuff being fired in the desert.
Yeah.
He did a lot of elevation talk.
So I would need to revisit that North Africa game because he really thought it was really good. So I'm like, oh, maybe I just missed out on some ideas. So
do you still have it?
What do you? Of course not.
Never mind. Bad question. Okay, so, somebody in the chat, because I got it on my list here. I'm pretty sure it was SPI or it was S&T magazine, and it would have been probably the premier desert game back in the day with Rommel. And I've not heard anybody mention that in the chat at all about that. Anybody thinking about the name of it? Because I've got it, and then there were some sub games that came off it. And Clay, to answer your comment there, I know somebody that would complete it, but he doesn't play Goss. That's Callendale.
Oh.
But who can name the game I'm thinking of? I think it's SPI or it was S&T.
I think someone did bring it up.
Did I miss it?
Desert Fox Deluxe?
Oh, no. That's a Decision Games. But I don't know if that's the off spin of the game I'm thinking about or not. There's a good one right there. That's not the one I got on my mind, but I got that over there. Desert Fox, yeah. I don't know. Is Desert Fox Deluxe, is that a boosted version of Desert Fox? That's a great game there, Panzerarmy Africa.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that would be the other one. Became the 05 because I had that in a flat pack.
Yeah.
All right. How about How about we're staying in the desert? DAC, obviously, which I still have my DAC, that's for sure. Tunisia from OCS, Tunisia 1 or 2. The only difference is the maps in 1 are just severely ugly. The Desert Heat from Lock and Load to be a good one. Panzer that you're playing. Here's one for you. How about Europa's War in the Desert, which I have that sitting over there. Anybody ever played that one?
Is that one of the ones I found for you?
I've got a monster game over there made by Avalanche Press called Alamine.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. It's in a Gauss type box, only bigger. I got that.
You got one of the older ones too.
Rich Champion.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of Africa for a minute. What do we got gaming wise that would be in the other environments? I know we said GTS, the Air Assault on Crete one, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
What is that? Is it called Crete?
Yeah, the Air Assault on Crete from Avalon Hill, and then there was what was the SPI version?
I'm thinking of the GTS one that Mercury, Operation Mercury.
The one I showed earlier.
Yeah. And Air Assault on Crete, right? Which I happen to have that one floating around over there too. I don't think I sold that to somebody. A buddy of mine gave me that for free, actually.
Yeah, you got Malta in there as well.
Yeah. What's the wasn't there one in the box that you and McMurray messed with, Todd? Paratrooper?
Yeah, that's got a Crete scenario in it.
Yeah.
The one that's
Oh shoot. Sorry, McMurray.
what?
Yep.
I took you off. I hit the wrong button. I'm sorry.
Oh, Dick Casca Descent on Crete. That's another monster.
Don't worry about it.
Game that I never had. And also, Casca, I did take note of your comment about my miniatures, and I'm trying to think about the best way for me to do that. So I've never played it because remember, Todd, we were talking about we were playing GTS when we were playing the El Bir El Akeem, whatever one we were playing.
Yeah.
I remember talking about once I mastered that, getting out the Mercury one I'm playing. I just never did it.
So real quick, I showed a picture of the Desert Fox Deluxe that was put out. It's a combination of a couple of the magazine games, I think.
Put it up there. Because I thought about buying that one a couple times.
So it's a combination of a couple like this. You can see a picture here shows the magazine that.
Has it got Trail of the Fox and?
Yeah.
So that is all of them put together. Okay.
Yeah, so it says the Desert Fox killed the Desert Fox. Fox killed the Desert Fox Rommel's campaign for North Africa and Trail of the Fox. Yeah, but it covers 40 to 43. I don't know what scale it is yet. 10 miles per hex. That's pretty small. I mean, I don't know, but
it's still operational, but on the smaller side.
But I like how this person got it set up just to see it. 2 cardboard boxes set up on a board.
I was going to say that's a hell of a depression right there on the middle of the board.
Well, I mean, it's a hill.
That looks like Clay's kitchen dining room table.
Yeah, it's not nice enough.
I didn't know Von Borries made any Africa or any Mediterranean yet. I thought he was strictly an East Front type guy. I keep thinking I thought about buying that thing a couple times. That one in the World War I Deluxe, but I've always passed it. I think I had that Battle Axe. That was an area game, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was actually I played that one. I was just about to comment on that. That one I found was very good. That came right down to the end, and it was a good one. It was a short one too, so you could play it really quick.
So what can we do in Sicily? I know we got Sicily 1 and 2 from OCS. How many Sicily games are out there? Oh, the granddaddy of them all, the best Sicily game ever made.
Don't say it.
OCS?
No, I'll let Andrew say it.
You can go watch the burning of the game on my channel.
Yeah, we already talked about blowing up a game.
Greatest game ever, and it was a bird game. That's what bugs me.
Oh my gosh! But yeah, the OCS game was very popular. I have heard people like both versions, the first one and the second iteration.
I've got both of them, but I haven't played either one of those yet. But there aren't that many. I don't know many Sicily games.
Well, there's some Italian companies coming out with some whole cool looking Italian one, but I haven't seen it out yet.
Well, didn't Simonich's? Doesn't he have a Sicily one?
Nope, he hasn't.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Not that's known. I mean,
he's got Italy coming.
He's got Italy.
Goss is working on one, I think.
Right.
I think Goss is working on one, and then Danny Holt's working on. Yeah, there it is. Someone said it. Sorry, Casca.
EMT's 4-map Sicily.
Yeah, it's Battle for Sicily, like Battle for Normandy. Same guy, Danny Holt.
Oh, really? That might be worth.
So that Battle for Normandy is it's a monster, but it's not too detailed. I mean, it's not too bad. This one I'm tempted by. I mean, I'm like, oh boy, that could be good.
Well, but you've always got an outlet if you don't like it.
Yeah.
So I may have to look at that one too. January 2026. You think it's going to be released?
That's the estimate from them. So I mean, I'll go look again.
There was another old one. You mentioned Avalanche Press, Jeff. There was Bitter Victory, which is a Sicily one there too that they had. I never played it. I have it indirectly, but that's a full Sicily game. I was just looking.
Is that along the lines of one of the Italian ones I'm going to mention called Avalanche: The Invasion of Italy by Avalanche?
Yeah.
Because that game was actually Simonich's games. That system is similar.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, there's enough to keep away copyright lawyers, but you're still operational. You're still dealing with supply points. It's might be a little bit simpler than Simovich's stuff.
Right.
Well,
I played a little bit of it, and I remember I took it down because it just didn't. It was not that it was bad; it just wasn't exhilarating.
So, real quick, so Italy 43. Speaking of that, is charged on Thursday, and I think you have a couple days 4 days after they charge the games to
exactly
get on it. Italy 43, and then Yeah, unconditional surrender Western campaigns, I think, covers Italy as well, but that's a little different. But I'm going to keep looking for something here. So
I don't recognize that name, Robert. To simulate, do they do it in English?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. That I keep seeing little tidbits of, but they're just a smaller company, so you don't see it all over. But it looks really
stuff
nice
on Facebook that I've been seeing. Somebody's been posting. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, for about a year. It looks really cool, but it's like I don't know anything about them really. I mean,
Nord, have you put anything on your new table yet, Nord, other than the drill that we keep seeing laying on the picture?
Oh, slam! Bam!
All that talking you did.
Oh,
so,
man, it's getting saucy in here. Good Lord.
He's got to check.
We lost turned it up to 11.
Andrew left on. Andrew, we think Andrew's trying to put his computer together real quick, so because he was messing around with it before we started. So,
oh, was he really?
Yeah.
No, that's cool. I'm just looking at the GMT update here. I'm sure.
Yeah. I know Italian. What Italy 43? I know Nord mentioned it, but Italy 43 just charged.
Yep. Yeah, I showed that just now. So you can still get it. You got a couple days if you want to get that.
Yeah.
Will it match up with Salerno?
I don't think so. I think it's just a little above, but we'll see once it arrives.
Do you have a little issue there, Andrew?
Yeah, when somebody calls me, it kills everything, and then it just kills everything and won't let my audio or video come back on.
Did you get your camera from Mutt yet?
No.
Why don't you just run down to Best Buy or Walmart and pick you up a cheapie for the time being?
I could do that. I gotta get because I need to get the computer set up before I do anything, and that's
he's waiting.
Are you working tomorrow?
No, I'm going to set the computer up now. I realize I have an HDMI cable. As soon as we're done, I'm going to set the computer up.
All right, cool. Because I'm not playing golf tomorrow, so I'm going to be home all day. $214 for 4 games.
Yeah. What are you getting, Mike? Just curious. I always like to know that. It's always fun. We got Forgotten Legions and Drives on Damascus. Whoa, what the heck, man?
What kind of games are there? The hex to hex, point to point, area movement. Look, okay.
Just go into it.
I mean, me and Compass games just don't. I don't know. I've got 5 or 6 of them over there. I won that brief Borders Wars 2, which I can't seem to even give away. But I don't know. I've never been fond of their rule books. They're not ugly. Don't get me wrong. The games and the components are gorgeous, and they got some great designers over there. But I don't know. Me and Compass, just I do like their Kharkov battles, and I do like those games. And I'm dying to see their bull run game. Their tactical level bull run game when it comes out. I will definitely jump on that. Yep. So,
well, they're a hit or miss. They're a hit or miss. They'll get we all know the one Gettysburg game that is ready to be blown up by Wardrobe and McCurry, but they've got some others that are actually pretty good, like you said, the Ardennes and the Kharkov. And
wait, there's a Gettysburg game we're gonna blow up?
The flanks of Gettysburg.
Oh, you're gonna? I don't even have that game, Jeff. You have
I'm gonna shoot it out to you guys so you can shoot another video.
Oh, gotcha. Disregard.
Well, and we've got practice on it now, so we know how to do it safely.
Yes.
Safely.
Oh,
I expect much more distance out of this game. I'm keeping the dice though. Sorry.
It's fine.
Well, it's not going to fly right without the dice in it.
And you know what I ought to do with that game? I ought to take the maps out and put them on the wall.
Yeah,
because they're Barber maps and they're good looking maps.
Yeah, the maps are the best thing to get, because that's the reason why I got the maps. I got the counters. They make just chuck the rules and make my own.
All right, how about super duper duper drilled down tactical games in the Mediterranean? I mean, right down to other than GTS
and ASL. I mean, there's a million.
I was going to say old school tactical.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Do they have old school tactical? Does it have Mediterranean stuff?
Yeah, Volume 4 of Old School Tactical is Italy.
All Italy.
Yeah. It's the Canadian, isn't it? The Canadians in Italy.
Yeah. They've got. I think that's what the base is, but then they've got an expansion that is the Commonwealth.
Stuff. Okay.
Hold on, let me pull it up here. I think there's definitely an expansion for Commonwealth, and usually they do a couple.
If you're hiding in the scenes out there, say hello. Let us know you're on here. There's 30 y'all out there right now.
Yeah,
so
nice to have you all on here.
Yeah,
Panzer Grenadier does have something, but I still haven't
Well,
played that.
Yeah,
so.
that
I
still
was
needs to
gonna
be
bring up.
played.
That's
Wait,
what I
are we
was
looking
gonna
at
bring up.
here? Oh,
there
yeah,
we go.
Panzer Grenadier, Desert Rats. That's a popular one.
Yeah,
They've
that's a good one. And the thing with Avalanche Press, they did what they do is a lot of odd stuff. So there's a lot of odd stuff in the Mediterranean. So you get the Greeks, we were mentioning about before. Yeah, this one I got this one I've had a while because I was big into Panzer Grenadier years ago. But there's a couple of.
You want to teach me how to play Panzer Grenadier, Alan?
There we go.
Sure.
Sorry.
Stuka!
Let's get on back.
The other expansion is Americans at Anzio. Sorry.
Yeah.
Back to you, Alan. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No. But this is pretty cool. I've done this. This is literally a campaign, where you can create your own officers, and much like the old squad leader, where you could go in the back and have NCOs go up through the ranks and get killed and stuff. This is a whole thing on doing it. This was pretty cool back in the day. But the other thing is they added like individual modules that are all over the place. I mean, I'll go into that here in a minute, but you do get like this one, South Africa in North Africa, South Africans in North Africa.
Oh, that's
so
cool, yeah.
This introduces, scenarios specifically with North Africans. And then if I get in close here, hopefully you can see it, counters with North African.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Those are good looking counters.
Yeah. Counters with African, symbols on here. So
real quick, Camp, Robert says the only Panzer Grenadier I own is Casino 44, which is a really cool one.
That is. I'm going to get to that one.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's good, Robert. That's good. We seem to be on the same vibe, Robert and I, because he does a lot of Panzer stuff as well. So that's pretty cool. But that's the thing with them. It's a lot of interesting kind of niche type of
they do that well
stuff in there. Yeah, they do that well. That's the one thing they do well. Is a lot of the kind of the hidden stuff in there as well. So yeah, you got Panzer Grenadier here as well. And I got another one here when we get to Italy.
Yep. All right, real quick. William says there's a combat that man-on-man game covering Tunisia and Sicily. So that's interesting. And let me real quick. So
that would be fun. I think that would be combat's a compass game, right?
Yeah. I do not think that's it. So the Battle for Sicily is in their Q2 2026 and beyond tentative. That's to get to the printer. So knowing how the Battle 4 games go, I'm gonna say Q3 or Q4 on that one. But that's Q2. The other let's see. The other one was North Africa 40, which is a continuation of expands the North Africa 41, which people say they really like that one. And then we'll have to show McMurray's screen here, but McMurray will need to turn your camera because it's all sideways. So North Africa 40, so it'll be continuing. I heard pretty good things about that North Africa Zoc game, even though because I didn't really do the Zoc set so much. And I think that's the last one I saw from GMT. And that's Q1. That's Q1 is November. And then I already said Italy. Okay, so you want to look at those books here real quick? Well,
run through them. I need to use little boys' room.
All right. So here we go. We're gonna we got you maximized, McMurray.
Okay. Yeah. So we talked a little bit about Flames of War a couple weeks ago, couple weeks ago. One of the awesome things about Flames of War is the just amazing source material in their little books. So I have a stack of 9 of them just sitting here. This isn't all the North Africa and Mediterranean books, but it's a good number of them. And I'm happy that we got to here because I wanted to talk about why these are fantastic and why they're cool books. Just a second, I'm trying to find contents in this.
Is this second or third?
This is North Africa 2008. So this is second edition. I have the next edition of it a little bit further down. I think this is one I got from you.
So it probably has some good scenarios. Second edition has some good scenarios in it.
It does. This is a source book, so it doesn't have as many. The next
Oh.
one in the stack certainly does, though.
Oh, okay.
So this is North Africa and the Mediterranean. So it covers a lot of stuff. It's not quite in as much. It doesn't have as much detail for each one that we're going to get down to, but it is cool. So you've got Germans, Italians, British, and even some U.S., which is pretty slick, including a parachute rifle company for the U.S. We'll look at that. Anyways,
Yeah, they were there.
So the cool thing about Flames of War is that, like I said, the source material is awesome because most of the time it's got just basic, here's how you do this stuff, but then also it's got a whole bunch of good, meaty background. So it's not necessarily huge, long background stuff, but it's chock full of information. You've got what are called warrior teams. So, for example, you got Rommel, Josef Rettmeyer beats me, Von der Hayt, Walter Koch. And then, well, this is a pretty slim one because it's a Panzer company for North Africa, but this is what makes these books awesome, even if you're not playing Flames of War, is you've got, I was trying to explain this 2 weeks ago and was having trouble with it, but something that's compulsory for your company, so an HQ and then a couple combat platoons, as well as then here we only have divisional assets, but then sometimes you'll have brigade or regimental assets.
Does that book, so those two combat platoons right there, does it tell you how many tanks of each type are in that platoon, or is that a picture of a platoon right there?
No. This is your combat platoon.
4 tanks, 2 sections. Okay.
In that section. Yeah, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 tanks and 2 sections. You can get one section and a command tank, or partials, right? Because tanks blow up. And then it's also got, the different options for tanks that you can have in there, as well as, so here you've got a shoots company, right? So infantry, they're truck-borne infantry, but even so. And here you can see you've got support from usually either battalion or regimental, as well as divisional support.
Bro, hold on, McMurray, back up just a little bit right there. Stop. So Jeff, see how it says infantry, and then there's like a little corner flip on the bottom right of each little square there.
Right.
That refers to that tells you what page you go to see what makes up that little box there. So then McMurray slides the book over. Says,
so these are all page 27. So we go over here to page 27, and you've got the makeup of a Schütz platoon.
And what's cool about this is showing you exactly what models you need. Those little group of 4, that's going to be a base. That's a
base of 4 guys.
I mean, there are very few miniature games that make it that obvious for you. So you're like, I know exactly what I need to put on my base.
Yeah. As well as, again, the support that's available or was commonly found with Schützen platoons, right? Because these are generally defensively oriented. You've got options for pack, 38s, mortars, AT rifles.
I think those KVZ 70s were the original Suburbans. Those things are just humongous.
Did you say the original Suburbans?
Yes.
But then here you've got support, right? So your company support, whether this is coming from your battalion or regiment, you could have, again, so these are those 7.5 millimeter infantry guns. You've got the 15 millimeter infantry guns. And this is the cool thing about 2nd and 3rd edition Flames of War, just to get into the weeds a little bit. You've got, where you have an artillery battery, you've got a command team, an observer team, and another observer team. Right?
Does this book tell you how these units change through each year?
So, yes. So here, this is specifically, I believe this is a mid-war book. Yes, it is. So you got mid-war, and in some, not necessarily in all of them, but in a bunch of them, when you have significant changes, you can find early and late platoons. If there's substantive changes that they feel like they need to include, then there you go. So here's a pioneer company. Say you want to play a pioneer or a pioneer company, right? So now you're upgraded to the trucks, and you can have pioneer supply trucks, which allows you to do stuff like putting out obstacles, clearing obstacles, especially in North Africa. You deal with a lot of landmines and minefields.
Go back to that the gun section, the AT gun section one.
These aren't AT guns; these are infantry guns. But yeah,
okay. So the IGs there. Why are I see Nord says the grayed out means optional. So if those are optional in that picture, then what the hell were they using if they didn't use those?
No. So you don't always have in here. They're transport, right? So if you have a set down deployed battery, the transport vehicles might be elsewhere.
Yeah, if they're dug in someplace, you don't need the trucks hanging around.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Just depends on the
if
scenario
you
you're
want to
playing.
do that for your scenario, that's perfectly fine. You can add those in there, and it just gives you good reference for what is used. So like here you have an SDKFC 11 for the 15 centimeter. Up here we got the 75s. You're just using one of the KFC 70s, right?
So Jeff, if you think about this, so this is for, I know it's not a tournament game, but it is. So if I'm building my army, I can decide to get transport with it or not. And
Yep.
So and that's the cool part, right? Is that it's not necessarily built for tournaments necessarily as much as it is for just pick up and play.
yeah,
So you bring your stuff, I'll bring my stuff. That's fine. We don't have to have somebody work out a big scenario in the first place. We can both bring, equal forces and then figure out a scenario when we get there out of one of the pre-done scenarios.
so
One of the
real quick, sorry,
cool things-
hold
yeah.
on, McMurray, real quick. Robert, are you playing that in Flames of War? Do you see this, McMurray? I'm working through a 6mm campaign series for Operation Crusader. I GM 2 double-blind games. Burr LD
Nice.
and 4th Armored Brigade versus Camp Gufa. Stefan.
That's badass.
I have a company of British infantry to finish, and then I'll go to Garab. Are we reading Dune? What are we reading?
I wonder, what rules are you using for that? Because that's pretty awesome. I don't know if that's, a fistful of toes type of thing. I mean, you play everything in 6 mil.
So you're also tempting Nordic to get into 15 with this again. Someone said they're doing it in 6. So anyway.
Well, the cool thing is, and I'm not trying to shill for Battlefront, but they listened to the consumers and said, okay, we'll bring back limited runs of. The cool thing about Battlefront was that they used to have everything. If you wanted Africa Corps Pioneers, they made a platoon of Africa Corps Pioneers. If you wanted, so like the truck mounted infantry, they'd make that and sell it with a truck, as well as the HQ section and everything else. And what they're running through right now for their direct order limited run is DAC stuff. And I have been sorely tempted by it. And then I have to remind myself, no, I can print the tanks and get the infantry from Old Glory. But they are nice figures. They're cool. They're metal. I like that. But yeah, so here you can see the Tiger 1 Panzer 3N. That's what I did with the 28mm Tiger. I've got a 3N goes with it.
Did they change the? Okay, so you're saying Battlefront. When it was Battlefront, you could just buy, like, if you wanted a infantry squad or infantry platoon, you could buy a kit that was an infantry platoon, and now they break the stuff up.
No. It's still infantry platoons, just like Battlefront does now.
The Flames of War boxes, okay, that I get, and y'all can straighten me out. I like
they're companies.
Okay, so like this box right here. All right,
it's probably a company.
If I take this, well, let me finish what I'm saying. All right.
Oh, sorry.
If I take this box right here, oh, you can't see it. Sorry. This American Starter Force kit that I have. If I take that box and I paint everything in it, it's only going to say, okay, we'll put these certain figures on us. Hold on a second. Put these certain figures on. Put these
one
certain
base.
figures. Yeah, and then you got a bunch of figures left over, and I'm like, well, why would you do that to me? Why
because
not give me something I can use everything?
Because, well, you can use everything. You just need to get a couple more bases. It's because they injection mold the plastic troops, and then that way they can use the same sprue of troops for a whole bunch of different stuff. So if you just get some more bases, you can make another half platoon, or whatever else.
Right.
But yeah, this is the cool part, right? Because, man, that was one of the awesome things about Battlefront, right? It is a Panzer 3N. Battlefront used to make a Panzer 3N figure, not a Panzer 3 that you had to kind of clip the barrel on, or came with like 12 different barrels. And you have to figure out which one you're using, which of that. If it's got a different radio bustle, it's on there. If the superstructure is minorly reshaped, it's on there. That's cool as shit.
Why did they change this?
Because I guess they wanted to streamline things. They're branching out from just Flames of War. So here, Jeff, here's a good example. You were asking about the early late stuff. So here's a Fallschirmjäger company specifically for North Africa, where you've got combat platoons for your company, and then battalion level weapons platoons, and then divisional support. And this is for North Africa. Here's a Fallschirmjäger platoon for slightly later in the war when we're fighting in Tunisia or Italy. So you've got different support options based on what's available here, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty slick. It
Have you
even
ever
talks.
validated any of this against authentic records or anything to see how accurate this is?
It's kind of hard to find authentic records, but it's for this. I don't know. With
It's generally pretty good. Like
it's pretty good. I know that when you get into like Normandy and stuff, where I've looked into that severely more, it's actually startlingly cool.
These guys, that's what's so cool. They're nerds and they've done the work. They just have streamlined it because this is pretty deep and complex. And if you're new, you're like, what should I play? It's very confusing. So I get why they streamline it. It's just a bummer because it's.
It is. But so here's a heavy panzer company in Italy, which I would imagine probably means. Oh, see, here's my favorite. Here's a Fallschirm Pioneer company. So if you want to play Fallschirmjäger Pioneers, here you are. And you'll notice it's got different support assets.
Okay, so now let's take this Pioneer company. Okay, you're playing Flames of War, and you've got an infantry squad and a Pioneer squad, let's say. Okay.
2 platoons of Pioneers. Yep.
Okay, so does Flames of War give you capabilities of unit types?
What do you mean by unit types?
Like, how is my infantry squad's abilities going to be different from the Pioneer squad's abilities?
So these are Pioneers, right? So Pioneers, some of their rules are stuff like dismantling minefields. Depending on what you're playing, you might have sections of barbed wire on the field that they need to clear. Pioneers can also set up barbed wire. Pioneers can have the option to swap out one of their infantry sections for a flamethrower section, right? And then if you want to get some normal infantry in there, there's your support where you can take a Panzer Grenadier platoon, a regular Fallschirmjäger platoon to go with your Fallschirm Pioneers.
So they do give the units different capabilities.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only do you have different organization, so these are rifle MG teams. A lot of Pioneers are just rifle teams. Sometimes once you get into like the Schutz companies, you have MG teams. In addition to that, they're all rated differently. So these are Fallschirmjäger. So you can see you've got 3 different morale ratings here, from reluctant, confident to fearless, and 3 different skill ratings from conscript, trained to veteran. These are Fallschirmjäger, they're fearless veteran. We can skip back to the Italians, where we've got some really not so great forces. It can be very, very different, which is kind of cool. So here, actually, let's just look. We'll flip back and forth a little bit here.
I mean, you could make it as confusing as having even like platoons have different levels. You could do that if you had a scenario that was very specific.
Well, correct. And that's where this is cool, because where you get these Pioneer platoon or Panzer Grenadier platoons, or your Marsh company, which is a just rifle platoon, those are going to be rated differently. Just like if you have some Italians running around with you, whether they're Bersaglieri or Percatestiti, those will be different. It really is cool. And that can, again, you can see where that breaks down. You can have armor from all these different selections.
Now, toll. So I'm going to give you a prime example of that. So 2 things that come to my mind. All right. As a scout, I knew that I could blow up a bridge, but if I wanted to do it more efficiently, I'd get our combat engineers.
Correct.
When I was in Fort Carson, our scout platoon, we were so short on MOS that we had 11 Bravos from different companies in the battalion that wanted to be in the scout platoon. So I think we had 11 Bravos in our scout platoon when I was in Fort Carson.
So it's not going to break down based on platoon. It would probably work that in as your company has a platoon of riflemen attached, right? Does that make sense? Because the basic maneuver element here is a platoon.
I was more concerned about, it's nice to have all these units, but if they don't have different capabilities, then what would be the purpose? But
they certainly do.
They do.
They have different capabilities as well as different kind of effectiveness for that matter. Here you go, Jeffy. There's your cavalry, your U.S. Cav. Or I'm sorry, those are Brits. Hang on a second. Let me find.
Yeah, I was going to say those look like the
Yeah, those are Humbers. My bad. That's on me. Hang on. There's Americans in here somewhere. But so there's actually a really good way of looking at it. Here's all the different gun options, right? Depending on what you're looking at. These are just gun teams, not guns that are mounted on stuff, just gun teams. So from a Vickers MG, which also has that World War One, right? 'Cause this is early war, so they could shoot machine gun bombardments. Where you just crank that bitch up because you think, oh, they're at that crossroads, you know, a kilometer or two that way. Let's just start dropping bullets on them. Screw it. It is a cool game. Let me get into. Here you go, Jeff. Here's some Americans. There's Bill Darby. Here's an American tank company. Armored rifle company. So again, you'll have armored rifle platoons, which are different than normal rifle platoons. A, because they're mounted in half tracks, and B, their organic platoon support is different, right? Because just like an airborne platoon, they usually carry mortars on a platoon level as opposed to being broken up into a company command or a company support platoon.
You know, it's pretty ingenious that the Americans were the ones that, you know, for the most part, introduced the combat team configuration and how effective it was. And I'm amazed that today that there are still nations that don't do that.
All right, there you go, Jeff. There's your armored recon company for the Americans with the white scout cars.
Well, some honeys. All right.
Yep. Absolutely. And so then there is a normal rifle platoon, right? Or rifle company. So not an armored rifle company. You've just got rifle teams.
Foot pounders.
Yep. And so again, here you've got rifle teams, not rifle MG teams, because especially at the time, the U.S. did not mix light machine guns into their infantry platoons, right? So once you get a little further on, or if you have paratroopers, you're going to have rifle MG teams, because as opposed to the, an ordinary rifle squad or rifle platoon would have a BAR, but that's not that doesn't take the place of having a 1919 in your platoon, right? So it really does a good job, and here you can see again a difference in the effectiveness of what you're doing.
Can you play campaigns in this, and if you do, can your troop quality increase as the units progress through?
Hang on. That is what this game or this book is all about.
Italy battles.
Which actually comes with a big long canister and a map and all kinds of stuff specifically for playing. They broke it up into 3 of these style books. One is Italy Battles, which goes along with the Infantry Aces little pack they used to make. Then they have one for Normandy that is Tank Aces, and then actually one for North Africa that's Raiding Aces, which is also super cool. So there you're rolling around with LRDG trucks and stuff like that. I'm actually going to move. I have a giant stack of books here, as you can see. So I'll move some of them down.
I'm amazed you didn't bring those out here and just accidentally leave them with that other one you left me.
Jeff, you're not going to play it, so he's not
Jeff, no offense, but there is no fucking way I'm going to give you these books.
It's the information.
I know.
Same. To Home Depot or Office Depot and scan them all and send them to me.
So here is one example of.
Jeff, if you get Panzer, you get the same things in there.
Yeah, Panzer does have really good stuff like that. Like it does a lot of this stuff. But real quick, Jeff, the Battlefront, they have all the 3rd edition books on free PDF.
They do. So actually, you can print them and bind them with your stuff, which is kind of slick.
They're not going to have a lot of the stuff that he's showing.
You should find a link and post that.
But these are super easy to find on like eBay and stuff, or even used.
Where's some of them? I bought them. Half price books sometimes gets a bunch of them. Sometimes.
Yeah, honestly, most of the time they're like $5 or $6 on eBay. But so this game doesn't actually have any lists in it per se. It's all about campaigns specifically with infantry. Like I said, there's one that focuses in Normandy that is Tank Aces. And then there's one in North Africa that's called Raiding Aces, but the idea is you're, an Auto-Saharian on a patrol or an LR. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. I got excited talking. Or an LRDG patrol, which is pretty cool, especially because you can get a whole bunch of them flying around a table in 15 millimeter.
So with the campaigns, are you actually just building up troops for each individual battle, or you actually have? I don't know, a division or a battalion or something like that
you're carrying your company through. So here you can see where you get different stuff. The tank aces one was always really cool because we started putting kill rings on our stuff and all that. So here are, again, it's all about your infantry. So let's see. Let me push down these two guys who have flagpoles, and I'm just going to lay this on top.
The link is posted for the 3rd edition stuff. I will tell you the difference is the 2nd edition has more options for scenarios. These do not have that.
It does. 3rd edition
amazing
really
stuff.
focused on lists. There's a ton of random stuff, as well as there used to be a ton of free downloads for really weird shit.
Well,
like if you wanted to play the Estonian SS.
That's on here.
Oh, there you go. Beautiful. But yeah, so you can see as you get better at stuff, you can pick up different special rules or extra stuff. Like here's a weapons upgrade, right? So you can change your stuff if you want to add, whatever it is, a bazooka, what have you. Here's one that allows you to take offboard mortars. It's quite cool. So as long as your guy doesn't get killed, you can continue to tag these on, which was really cool in like tank aces because all of a sudden you could do all kinds of stuff. And then it talks about, starting your stuff up. What do you actually want? And then going through with examples and everything. This is a cool book. But yes, Jeff, you can do exactly that with this book. Okay. And then, like I said, if you wanted to focus on tanks, they got the Normandy battles.
We've lost Jeff. He's going to be printing all night long. So we've lost him. So now we'll take over the Africa.
That's fine. Again, Jeff, especially with your boxes, this is pretty slick. And really might.
Now, Todd, is that the link
you in the mood?
That these things, that Flames of War versions of these things, or what are they?
So what I gave you is a link to this and Battlefront. This is from Battlefront's Google pages, Google Drive. Yep. It's got the 3rd edition rules, and it's got all the 3rd edition books, including those weird Estonia SS, blue blah blahs, whatever. And it's
you
all
can get Spanish Blue Division, Fallschirm Pine. Yes, it's super cool.
It's exactly what McMurray's showing you, just slightly different format, but almost exactly the same.
So for that's the cool thing, right? I think I told you guys this. The first thing I ever played was Fallschirm Pioneer because I got like 3 tanks and then 2 Pioneer platoons and a Pioneer or a Fallschirmjäger HQ. And so that was a free download.
But okay, anyway.
And no, my point is that was a late war fall because Jeff asked about does it change based on the time. That was a late war Fallschirmjäger Pioneer platoon, and even then or Pioneer Company, and even then inside of that download, I believe there was one for 3rd and one for 6th Fallschirmjäger in Normandy. Yeah. So the quality was different between the two.
Which you don't see that often either. Usually they say, oh, it's Fallschirmjäger. It's always the same. Like, no way, man. They were totally different at the end of the war.
The support options, I believe, were even different based on what was attached to each division as well as what was in the area around those divisions. So here's a quick reference for those
tactics,
ace abilities as they're going, which is pretty slick. And then here is your kind of paperwork timekeeping for your infantry ace in their company.
So that is a way to get down a rabbit hole in Mediterranean Africa front.
Yes, it is.
Let's jump a little bit here because we've been an hour and a half, and Alan, I know you want to get into some Italy stuff. So
can I show just one or two more real quick because we didn't talk about casino. Whole book about casinos, so you get the Canucks and whatnot. Okay, which is pretty slick.
This will slide into what he's going to talk about, and then
and then here's one of them. There's a whole bunch of these smaller books. This is a 3rd edition supplement where again they really got into the weeds on if you can find a platoon in Europe or North Africa in World War II or a company, we're going to try and have a list for it. So this is specifically Americans breaking out of Anzio. I do not have all of these books, but this is, again, real specific. And then it's got Germans to go up with them also. So here you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, or 3 different options for different companies out of the Hermann Goering division, as well as 326 or 362nd and 715th Infantry Grenadiers. And then you have Panzer Corps support and Hermann Goering Division support. It's it's pretty cool. Like you can get all kinds of shit, and that's in addition to just. Oh, I'm sorry. Then you still have a generic motorized Panzer Grenadier list. It's pretty cool. And the nice thing about these books is at the end of them, there's painting guides for the forces that are in the book.
Oh, me likey.
Hey
Now
Jeff.
we're speaking Jeffy's language. See.
So Jeff, one of the folders has the Art of War magazines in here. 2 of them.
I left Jeff the book. Remember?
No, I know, but there's the magazines in here too. So
That's
all right.
fair. So like, here's Hellfire back. Here's a painting guide
Boom.
Oh boy.
for Africa Corps, and then even vehicles and stuff.
Get your binder warmed up, Jeff. Get your printer going. Nordic's already beating you to it, though.
Here's some Italians.
I feel a rabbit hole coming around.
Have you played a big miniature game with others where everyone sets up a table in their own home and plays by camera?
I have played during COVID. I played. It's hard to set up 2 identical tables.
It is 100%. Yeah,
and track them. That is brutal, especially because your measurements can really matter.
your terrain's different. I mean,
yeah, what I have done is I've played where somebody's got a camera up above the table like this, and you have 2 players directing the host as to where they want to move, what they want to shoot at, what they want to do.
Well, this is Clay asking it, so we know Clay does that because we did it with Clay in Tactics.
No, we did tank battles or tank charts.
Tank charts, yeah.
But yes, so yes, Clay, I have done something very similar to that, and we did at one point in time with my old Flames of War group right at the start of COVID do that, and people hosted different games in kind of a series of linked scenarios for Normandy. It was really, really cool. Yeah.
All right. Ready to show your casino game, Cam?
Yeah, sure. Moving on to Italy there.
Following McMurray's casino. Well, let me add you to the stage here.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get the camera going here.
Oh, I got it.
So,
hold on. I got to make McMurray not solo, and then I got solo. Okay. Another casino game.
Another casino game. This is old. It was 2009. Panzer Grenadier again, which we were talking about. This one's nice because this probably has the most realistic maps that I've ever seen. It is pretty cool. Yeah, I've got them set up over here. I'm going to take you over here to this. So this was an older one. It's a little tougher to get or to find because it's been out of print. But take a look at those maps. There's the town of Monte Cassino. It even has the overlay of this blue section here is the flooded areas. You know,
why didn't they do all their maps like this?
Exactly. That's what has been the
that's gorgeous.
Is Panzer Grenadier on Vassal?
Yes, there is some Vassal stuff. So if you're interested in playing, we'll get you up with some of the small stuff get started and then on to something like this. But then I just tossed out some of the counters here so you can see there's some M4s right there. Hopefully that zooms in okay.
And these are all platoons, everybody.
Yeah, this is platoon level. So you've got your leaders over here. We've got some infantry platoons of mortars. There's some infantry there. You also got some fighter bombers there that appear, trucks and other things. I just tossed out some Americans there, but you can see the hexes here, and they can ride along in these hexes like so. But it really looks nice. I've played a couple of these from Casino, particularly with the Rapido trying to cross there. Really hard to cross. But then if I just swipe these off and I move on, there's 4 maps to this. This is one map. This is the full size. This is sitting on a 2x6 table right now. This is probably 3/4 of the table. You can see there. So there's 4 of these. So you really, if you're doing the whole thing, you need a 4x8. There's the mountain. There's the mountain. So
is that casino?
There's the monastery right there.
Yep.
There's the monastery right there, and then you have Snakehead Ridge up here. Oops, stay on. Calo Sant'Angelo over in here, and then Cali Malloy. I think this is where the Polish division come up over in this area. And then
Dude, they got like a butt ton of expansions for Panzer Grenadier.
So this is the other. This would be the. Can't do it because they only got one table. Good looking, something like that.
Wow.
That's 2 of them right there, and then there's 2 more that shows the Leary Valley, and then the other. There's 4 of them. Yeah, there's 4.
Jeff,
so there you get the rest of the Leary Valley over here.
Yeah, that's crazy. This map here is an exception to the rule, so just understand.
Oh yeah. This is the best map. I mean that's the one problem with the maps, kind of all over the place with the other games. There's some of them that are okay and are good that I would play, but this is just unbelievable. And this took a lot. This took a number of years before it came out. I think it was about 3 or 4 years to. Supposedly this was taken right from reconnaissance maps of the battle in 43, and then touched up there a little bit for the flooded areas and things like that. So yeah, this is another good one. If you've got it, I know somebody mentioned it before. It's definitely one to play, and it's definitely for the big scenarios. It's you need a big table for that. But some of the smaller scenarios, you can do a one mapper with this very easily for like crossing the Rapido.
What's might mean controlled vassal?
I think they've lightened it up, but you used to have to sign up for a boot camp where you would they would like release a few vassal modules and someone would kind of walk you through it, which was really cool because you're learning the game. But I think they've loosened that up, Mike. I think, unless
you can actually get all the vassals if you go to there's a Panzer HQ. I'll put that in the chat. There's a Panzer HQ site. It's not official from Avalanche Press. It was somebody else who actually put it together, and they kind of eventually blessed it. And they've loaded all of the vassal modules up in there, and you can download them from there. All you got to do is sign in. It's basically just create a login, so they know who you are, and you can grab the vassals from there. They don't post them into the vassal stuff.
Mike is not. I love what Mike said here. He is not wrong. Oh yeah, you put it up. Clay, please note some people really bounce off Panzer Grenadier hard, and while some love it greatly. That is exactly right.
Yep.
What's the thing that makes you bounce from it?
Couple things. We mentioned the maps. I mean, I don't have any of the other games here. Well, I do. Wait a minute. Let me go back.
Well, I'm looking at the first one. I have the first one, and those maps don't look too bad.
Which
don't look
ones?
like that, but they don't look bad.
East front ones, right?
I don't know, whatever the first one was. Yeah, I think it was East front.
Like here's a map of here's
Camper's ready for this game.
Yeah, here's Desert Rats. This is pretty a generic map. These are supposed to be hills that come and go, so you get terrain markers to put on there, but they're pretty pretty basic. But they work. They're functional.
Clay, you're just a whore. Sexy maps or not, Clay, you're just a whore.
Real quick here, like Mike says, the action feels way too slow for some people.
Yeah,
which I would agree with.
It's an go. It's very slow. It's platoon level, so it kind of does make sense that things are slower.
Yeah.
You're dealing with 100 or 250. I can't remember the size of the hexes now. I haven't played it in a while.
It's going to be a little slower. It's really about maneuvering, setting up things. You got command ranges. It's definitely more detailed than the Nations of War series or Panzer Leader or something.
Yeah. Yep.
I think this was them adding just some little chrome to Panzer Leader. Honestly, I think that's kind of where this developed from.
Yeah. The casino one you're talking about. But if I go back to this one or these back here. Yeah, I mean, this was really, really done quite well. I forget who the design was. It Dave Murray? I think it was. He did a lot of scenarios with them back in the day, and they were churning out a lot. I shouldn't say churning out a lot. They were creating a lot or talking about creating a lot. That was the other thing. It took a long time to get the games out. I mean, we talked about.
What's the year on that one? What's the year on that box?
2009.
All right, so you're talking 16 years?
Yep.
Look at that map from 16 years ago. I mean.
So one of the things people all say is some of the maps are not great. And also a lot of the games come with, it's cool, 60 scenarios. Some question the play testing of those.
Oh,
But I think more than anything else, it's just the play of it. It's just a different speed of game. So it's not Nations at War. It's slower. So
give me a game name, Robert. Give me a name of one of the boxes so I can look at it.
That's going to be by that they've changed owners a couple times, or who publishes them. The Warstorm series. Yeah, I know, I know exactly the one he's talking about. The maps look great. The Scooby does the art. Path to Hell. Yeah.
With the it's good. There's a lot out there. If you're looking for oddball stuff, I mean, like McMurray was saying about Estonian, SS or whatever. Same thing as with Panzer. You'll find they've got stuff just out of the blues with Albanian, militia that attacks with the Italians and stuff like that.
Yeah, that stuff is good. Yeah, for sure. And I'm, like I said, I've even got the Nordwind book because they got scenarios with the 12th Armored Division, which you never see. The only problem with it was I had to buy 7 or 8 games to be able to play the scenarios, and I'm like, forget it. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, and that's another problem too. Particularly,
it's kind of like ASL in that way.
Yeah, particularly the older games, is you'd need a lot of the base modules to get it. You're buying all the Eastern Front stuff, and then you got to buy some of the Western stuff and everything else. So it got a little bit busy that way.
So Clay's asking a question. I don't think we want to spend too much time on this, but he asked, how does a battle turn go? I will also tell you the rules are downloadable, I think, from the Avalanche Press site.
Yes.
But, so how does the turn work? Basically, like I said, we don't want to spend too much time on it.
Yeah, no, it's actually fairly quick, because the turn is, you roll dice to see who gets the initiative. They go first. And basically, it's an I go, you go type of thing, but you choose which groups of units you want to go. And that's where your leaders come into play, because your leaders basically build out a chain of command. So you got a lieutenant colonel, he can activate a major, who could then activate several captains, again, if they're in range, and all of those units can actually move, fire, or do something. And you do all of that. When you're done with that section, the opposite person goes, and they get to do it. And there's opportunity fire, the usual stuff, and everything there too. So you do have all those interactive mechanics there with it as well. But then you just go back and forth until everybody passes, or there's nobody left to move, and then you move on to the next turn, and you keep going like that. So it can take some time, particularly if you're dealing with scenarios that have like a few hundred units and you're going to go for 60 turns. That's going to take some time.
There you go, Hexy. It's a slow grind.
Yeah, but some of the other ones, like if you look at some of their bulge ones, like Elsborn Ridge is a good one. That's another good one that has lesser amount of turns. Then you're dealing with 10, 15, 20 turns, and you're dealing with maybe 20, 25, 30 counters on there, and you get a whole mix of counters. That's, as I said, with American, British, German, Italians. You're going to get all the tanks, all the tank destroyers, and everything else that's in there as well. So
and look at this. If you look on the thing here where I'm circling, Sagunto played Africa Corps 2, capture of Zyagbub, and rated it a 2. Oh, that's not good. But he just played that 10-31-25. Good job, Sagunto.
Yeah. This is a good site. I mean, if you're ever interested in it, and if you do have stuff in there, go out there, because you can actually, leave an AAR out there, and you can see underneath there, there's rankings. You get ranked. You do so many scenarios, you can work your way up the rankings and such.
It is a pretty good site. Like, you don't see very, like, at ASL might have something like this, but you don't see many games with this. I mean,
no,
there's a lot of posts. People are, this is kind of cool. Anyway, so it's.
Yep. So anyways, that's my other Italian one that I wanted to roll out, is Casino 44.
Yep. Cool.
I think it's a good one. It's probably one of the best ones there with.
Well, it's plain and simple. The best freaking game ever made on Italy at all was the Avalon Hill first edition of Anzio. Come on.
Stop, Jeff. Stop. I guess I have a question here. Is why is North Africa in miniatures and board games? Why do people not play it as much as they do other ones?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know if that was one of your questions, Jeff, but I know we're kind of nearing our time here, but I'm always curious, why is it just not as popular?
That is a good question. I mean, we do know some people that like it, and I get an urge every now and then. And Alan, I know he damn sure does.
Like people avoid it in ASL, I think, because there's a lot of added rules. But I'm just curious.
Well, anybody? I wonder, if is Desert Warfare just too plain Jane? I mean,
well, I'm not a tank battle guy, and I know a lot of. I mean, I know there's infantry fights, but I'm just not a tank battle. I don't really care about tank battles, so I think that's part of it for me. And I think part of it is you just don't know the. I don't understand the campaign that well, as much as I do.
Not the history.
Not the history.
Yeah,
it's kind of like what I know. Yeah, it's just a little obscure to me, I think.
I tell you what, I may not have had an interest if I hadn't been watching Tick's entire go through of North Africa. I mean, he's got some depth if you watch Tick. He's
he does have some.
Oh my God, his desert thing is one of the. I mean, he's got it complete from start to finish.
Oh wow.
He hasn't. I haven't seen him pop anything out in a long time. He was doing the Stalingrad one. I don't know if he finished it because he was having some issues with politics, I think. But his desert one is phenomenal.
You can watch like 20-something hours of that.
Oh well, I need to do that then because I'm curious.
Jeff, this computer's fast as fuck, dude.
You're gonna
run down to Walmart tomorrow and pick up a camera. Why don't you go down tonight? They're probably still open, right?
Well, because we're talking.
Well, that's never stopped you before. We used to love to listen to the open air muffler sounds of McMurray's Honda.
As he drove to Schnucks to go grocery shopping.
I forgot about that. We did used to do it all the time, didn't we?
So McMurray, why do you? I'm not going to say. I'm just going to use the word avoid. I don't necessarily mean that's what.
Yeah, because he's never played one that I've seen.
So why don't you play more Africa games? I'm just curious.
Jeff, you sent me Casino. I played Casino.
Oh, we're talking about miniatures.
Miniatures. I don't have any. I don't have really, honestly, I don't have that many miniatures for it. I think a lot of times you get folks, it's one of those things, especially in miniature, where the miniatures and the terrain that you're building are not purely able to be used for Africa, but they're not necessarily as universal as, say, trees, forest, a field, a river, a house that you can use for, all kinds of stuff in Northwest Europe, right? Whether you want to play World War I, World War II, even, to a certain extent, stuff going back further. So there's just not quite as much to run with necessarily right off the bat.
Well, it would seem to me in miniatures, I mean, you could almost play that anywhere, but I mean, why do people avoid it?
I don't know that people necessarily avoid it as much as they don't actively seek it out.
So why not?
Right? I've never had anybody be like, I don't want to play Africa. That's dumb.
Okay, well, why don't people play it more often then? Because it should be easier. Because it shouldn't have as much terrain.
Yeah, but there's also no Bulge, Gettysburg, Stalingrad in that theater.
Correct. And especially with miniatures, it's hard. It's not as easy to play some of these running games, right? Where you've got to move 60 miles around a flank. I don't have a table that big, buddy. You certainly see it a little bit more recently with like Graham Greene's 0200 Hours. So like that's specifically like a commando game. There is a lot of that being played with LRDG raids and stuff.
Right. That's cool stuff. Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know. It's not necessarily as supported by manufacturers because you don't have all of the. It's not the first thing to get support, right? You don't have the great big. You can't sell somebody, 70 T-34s, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have you do have Tigers, but you don't have the big stuff as much. That being said, some of my favorite games to play are a 6mm armor game written by Dan Mercy called Armored Storm, which is specifically North Africa centric, and it's purely armored clashes, and it's pretty damn fun. You know, you can get Matildas out there. You got all the zoomy little Panzers. It's quite fun. It's obviously a rather small independent game. I enjoy the hell out of it. I also enjoy somewhere, I don't know where the hell they are. I think I actually lent them to a buddy to put on a convention game. I have a British armored company that's done up in the tan and blue scheme.
Yeah, I've always tried to understand that blue.
It's so if you're sitting on a ridge line and you're outlined against the sky, it's not necessarily as easy to distinguish. Just like how in the Southern Pacific in the Indian Ocean, for a minute there, the British were painting their ships pink. Because in twilight on the ocean, I guess Mountbatten pink was your best way to avoid optical detection. Which is fucking wild. But there you go. I want to say there was did the LRDG or SAS paint some Jeeps and shit pink too in North Africa?
There was a few that were like pinkish. There was like a light pink, just because it blended better with the sand and the lighting. To your point about the Indian Ocean.
Let's see here. Look, I have this fast ass computer that I can click.
We're going to work on that. We're going to get you straight because we want to see McMurray's loveliness on the screen all the time.
Actually, you know what I'm going to Google right now?
There you go. Go for it.
Basel.
Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord. Oh hell.
No, I'm not playing with you idiots. I'm playing Panzer Grenadier with Camp Sawyer.
BaselEngineer.org. That's fine.
Look, we've been going about 2 hours. I want to kind of kill this, but I want to ask everybody in the chat. Don't think about it too long. We'll give you all a couple seconds while we discuss about what our future plans are here. What would be your favorite Mediterranean game? It can be tactical, operational, grand tactical. I don't care. Your favorite. Let's narrow the field. Let's go desert, North Africa. What's your favorite North Africa?
Yeah. Let's narrow it down.
Narrow it down a little bit, and let us know in the comments. From light play to hard play. Sorry, Clay, you're not included because they don't have GOS and you're not allowed to put CNA.
Wow. Sorry, Clay. I apologize for the censorship that you're facing under here. This regime.
Clay under some pressure.
Oh, first one.
Who put CNA? Nord?
No,
Charles?
Clay.
No.
Oh, Clay. Yeah, there you go.
All right, so we got Panzer North Africa.
Yeah, Panzer
NA.
Yeah.
Good. Sard, thanks for coming over, man. Appreciate you checking out the show tonight. Hey, also, guys, you notice we've got Camp on here with us. So Camp Sawyer, get over, check his channel out. Camp is into a lot of things over there. He plays a lot of stuff. And then we picked up a new one here lately, Ross, with his channel's called A Sound Like Thunder. Ross he's like a single system focus guy.
Boy, he's
really heavy into Great Battles of the American Civil War right now. And he's our rules lawyer when we're playing. A lot. Well, I know when Todd and I were playing, he would help us out with the rules. Camp's pretty handy with that stuff too. Get over there and check those two guys' channels out. McMurray's got a computer now.
I think you mean North Africa.
So you know where this is going to head eventually with this. So with all the miniature stuff, he's got it all. And we got a visitor on here, Not Jay. Check out Not Jay's. It's not his channel's called Not Jay's Tabletop Wargaming.
No,
it's not called Not Jay's Chronicles. But if you Google Not Jay,
Chronicles of Not Jay, if you look up Chronicles of Not Jay, it'll pop up. That's the show we do every Wednesday.
Thanks, Clay.
And you get ideas, guys. Pop these. Look, I see the comments, and I try to answer every comment somebody sends to the YouTube channel. If you got something you want to see us tackle, believe me, it'll help us out. Post it in the comment of one of these streams or something, and let us know what you'd like to see us discuss. Because this is kind of something new we're trying to build here. Because there's 6 of us that can, or 5 of us that can go round and round about this stuff. And who knows what we'll do. We may grow. Who knows? We may pick up some more people. Maybe now we get Kevin Moe to pop on here with us. Even if you get a good topic, those guys love to get on here and chit chat with us. So Maybe we'll pick up some other people, but give us some ideas of what you want to hear us talk. Look, you know me. If you say ACW, I'm all about it. Okay. And I know Camp's all about it too. We're going to be all over that. But these guys touch a whole world of stuff. I mean, we can go anywhere with McMurray to ancients and medieval and whatnot, and all odds and ends in between.
We can quite literally fuck each other up with cavemen. I got the minis.
We can go down that road. World War
We can play dinosaurs, baby.
We're not so big, I don't think, on World War I as far as hex and counter gaming. I might have one or two somewhere, but that I don't really pull out.
Yeah.
That's what we need Nanguay on for one of them things. But anything you want to hear us talk about, give us a holler. And William, BCS is the best damn operational system I think that exists, in my opinion. So, and the TCS is good too. I was just telling Kev the other day, I need to play some TCS, so because it is a very good system. You know me, I like Eastern Front. Todd likes early war Western front. McMurray will play anything we ask him to because he just likes to play.
Hell yeah.
Camp, do you have a World War II theater that you prefer? Is it the desert? Or?
I like the desert stuff. I like pretty much anything. Like I said, I got the Panzer Grenadier, so the obscure stuff is really interesting as well. As well as the regular stuff, Eastern, Western Front, stuff like that. But some of the more obscure stuff, when you're getting away from Bulge and Stalingrad, is really quite interesting. So I'm count me like McMurray. I'll play anything. See what it looks like.
We are always willing to talk about whatever you guys want to hear about. Like I said, I don't cover everything. Blitzkrieg Legend, it's the best of the OCS games, that's for sure. What are you doing? What's that, Todd? Is that ACIT?
These are the
Legion.
Yeah, so I got
the overlay grossness of Hollow Legions. That's why you play on Vassal.
That overlay stuff. God, that just Slav. Hey, Ben, buddy, hadn't seen you in a while.
Hey, America Slav. Hey.
Yeah. Good little chat tonight. Hey, look, I'm still thinking about a date to pick for next year for Gettysburg for a get together. And I know it'll be hit or miss for a lot of people, but I figure if I give you a half a year warning, I'm gonna say it again. Those of y'all that we're just gonna pick one day, maybe. And I tell you, it'll be a weekday. So I'll probably pick a Monday in the fall. And then we'll double that down with a Wednesday in case that Monday weather stinks. And some of you guys that would be interested in coming, if you're going to come out, maybe you'll come out and stay for 3 or 4 days, and then you'll be there. And then on that one day, maybe we'll all get together. And like I said, I'll see if I can't get my hands on Phil Musket, which I know he'll do it. And we can have a day with a tour guide on the battlefield. And then, you guys that are staying there for 3 or 4 days, whatever, you can do whatever you want them other 3 or 4 days. And it'd be nice to catch up with everybody and meet and see what kind of gamers we got out there. In Nord, I'm going to get a special 2-seater Segway for me and you to ride around on the tour roads up there, buddy. So, all right. So we're going to close the now. I appreciate all the participation and everybody that popped on here tonight. Thank you. Make sure you all hit that thumbs button up there. Check out everybody's channels. We're going to get one going for McMurray here before you know it, one way or another, because he's got 1,000,001 things he can put on there. So thank you all again.
Cool.
Have a great evening, and we will talk to you all the next time we pop up. We'll figure out what we're doing next Saturday. See you then.
Thanks all. See ya.
Oh.